Good morning, this is Shelby Law with the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Saturday, August 13th, 2022. Fire potential impacts for the next couple of days are shown here. The main impact we want to highlight is some dry air returning to the western parts of the Great Basin, specifically western Idaho and northwestern Nevada for the next few days. We have had higher relative humidities there recently, and so just showing that change with the drier air moving in across the north and decreasing thunderstorms over the north over the next few days as well. But for today and tomorrow, we still expect to see thunderstorms over central and eastern portions of the Great Basin, decreasing a bit across the north tomorrow, and then by Monday, the thunderstorms will be limited mostly to central and southern Utah and southern Nevada. Yesterday was quite an active day for thunderstorms across many portions of the area, all but really western and central Nevada did see some thunderstorm activity. And then this hole here in the central Great Basin also didn't see much there. Fire activity remains quite steady with quite a bit of new initial attack yesterday. Some larger fires down here in the southern Sawtooths and on the Payette as well, or smaller fires further north there. Precipitation for the past 14 days is shown here. It's been a quite wet weather pattern over the past couple of weeks, especially over Nevada and portions of Utah. Idaho has been on the drier side, but has had enough of an increase in relative humidity to keep fire danger somewhat limited up there recently, but we will see that drier air returning, which could affect any ongoing large fires and also any new starts that may see increasing fire behavior there. ERCs are shown here for a couple of areas here we have northwest Idaho and northwest Nevada. Both of these areas show a sharp decrease in fire danger values over the past couple of days with some higher relative humidities and precip there. But we do expect these values to quickly increase as drier air begins to move into these regions. This morning's satellite imagery shows the high pressure ridge still centered over the central U.S., allowing monsoonal moisture to continue to flow into the Great Basin. We do have this low off the coast of the Pacific Northwest, and that is going to act to push some of that moisture out of western Nevada and western Idaho, leading to drier conditions in those areas. So for today, continued threat for thunderstorms over central and eastern Great Basin with drier air moving into the west. No high-risk triggers issued. Minimum relative humidities will be back into the single digits across northwest Nevada, right around the single digits in western Idaho. And then precipitation across much of the central and eastern Great Basin expected once again. On Sunday, we continue to see that dry air pushing a little bit further eastward, with thunderstorms really decreasing quite a bit over Idaho and northwest Utah, with some storms continuing over the rest of the state of Utah and up into western Wyoming. No high-risk triggers issued. And that dry air expands on Sunday further into central and even eastern Idaho and further into Nevada as well. Relative humidity still stay pretty high over Utah, western Wyoming, and far eastern Nevada, and that's where we'll expect to see those thunderstorms developing once again on Sunday. On Monday, the trend continues with drier air pushing further east and south, really limiting the thunderstorms mainly to southern and eastern Utah. No high-risk triggers, but we do see by Monday some of our northern zones moving into the brown category. And continued lower relative humidities over a larger area by Monday. Still Utah still showing slightly higher relative humidities. And the winds by Monday, for Saturday and Sunday as well, winds will be generally light outside of where thunderstorms will be developing. 3-day precip totals show that trend of thunderstorms mainly limited to Utah, eastern Idaho, western Wyoming, and the far eastern edge of Nevada. On Tuesday, more of the same with continued dryness across the north, but we do see a little bit of moisture rotating around the ridge into far western Nevada for an increase in thunderstorm activity there. And on Wednesday, again, you can see a little bit of that moisture continuing over Nevada and even possibly making its way into southwest Idaho for some isolated thunderstorms. And then on Thursday, we get a deeper surge of moisture up through the Great Basin, which will increase thunderstorm activity across much of the area. So that's kind of our next bigger day for thunderstorms, will be on Thursday. And then that thunderstorm threat will continue to Friday. We do have the ridge kind of sitting right over the Great Basin, keeping temperatures still warm, and a low off the coast. 7-day totals shown here are mainly reflecting that these thunderstorms will get the next couple of days before we have a little bit of a break early next week, and then an increase in thunderstorm activity once again in that Thursday to Friday time frame next week. The extended forecast calls for above normal temperatures across the Pacific Northwest, Idaho, northern Nevada, and above normal precipitation over the Great Basin, especially across the south. This concludes today's fire potential briefing. Please check back tomorrow for the latest updates.